Welcome, John. Can you share a bit more about your role and how it fits into the bigger picture at Brotherly Love Real Estate?
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much for having me on, Jose. Pleasure to be here. My role in Brotherly Love Real Estate. We are a two-man faceted team. Run the company with my best friend, business partner. We're both the best men at each other's weddings. We've known each other since we were 5. So it's pretty cool and fun dynamic. We do a couple different things. Mostly a lot of direct to seller marketing in the residential space in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and then the surrounding counties here. And then we also do a lot of marketing to industrial and flex space owners nationwide. And we do a little bit of residential stuff in San Diego as well. So kind of a lot of things going on. My role, specifically to answer your question, is the day-to-day operations and boots on the ground, anything that has to be done in the Philadelphia residential world. So that kind of arm of our business, I handle a lot of the acquisitions, dispositions, project management. Again, anything that has to be done in person. If I can't outsource it, then I do it. Then my partner Alex, anything behind a computer, spreadsheets, maybe marketing, budgeting, as well as acquisitions too. He does a great job and plays a role in our acquisitions as well. So that's kind of his facet of the business.
Nice. What a great opportunity that you guys, you've met since you've known each other since you were 5 and now you built a business around it. But I was looking over your website and I saw that Alex is living in San Diego and he recently moved to San Diego, right? Or am I missing a part of the story there?
Yeah, no, you're right. So yeah, we grew up together in Pennsylvania in the Poconos, and went to Temple University together in Philadelphia. And then after graduation, I moved away. He moved away. I actually moved back. I was in Connecticut for about a year. So he's bounced around California probably the last like 10 years actually, and then has been in Southern California the last maybe 5. So yeah, he left me for sunnier skies, and so we run the company from 3,000 miles apart.
The synergy that you guys have, it's admirable. Having your business partner on the other side of the country and still making the company function properly, it's very admirable, man. Congratulations on that.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
you were mentioning you pretty much have two businesses going on then. You have like the property acquisition sides and you offer marketing services to industrial complexes, right?
Kind of. So we are marketing to industrial owners and flex space owners, and it's not just industrial and flex space. We also do some marketing to like larger multifamily owners. So we are marketing to them for us to buy those assets, just like we would be in the residential space. So we're not offering any services. We're just doing marketing to them, asking it, hey, would you like to sell your property?
Okay, nice. And what does a typical day look like for you, John?
Yeah, wake up, try to get a workout in, coffee. Yeah, I got to move the body first thing in the morning. It always helps. A run or go to the gym or, do my pull ups here. And then, really just dive right back into the acquisitions and transaction coordinating portion of the residential world. The volume on that is a lot higher than what it is in the, industrial and larger asset space. So that needs to be touched pretty much daily, checking in with title companies and any open escrows that we have, as well as we do have a transaction coordinator. So she handles like a lot of the day to day, but still touching base with her in the mornings. And then throughout the day, I might have an appointment or two in person. That might have to, I might be at a project we currently have. It might be at an acquisition type meeting. So that's usually my day in a nutshell.
Nice. And what major shifts are you seeing in the industry right now, John?
Yeah, great question. There's a bunch. There's a lot of uncertainty right now. Recording this in April 2025. So a lot of uncertainty with the tariffs and what's going to happen in, the macro economy. But I would say on a micro scale or like, on a local scale here in the Philadelphia market and surrounding counties, it's still pretty hot. There's still a limited inventory issue and there's a lot of still high demand for properties that are priced well and are in good neighborhoods. So, um, and then I'm also seeing a big, not shift, but I mean maybe shift, but a big influence from AI, of course. That just seems like it's the hot topic right now. I mean, it is. So we use it in our business. It's helped very well so far. So I guess that would be another one.
That was actually going to be my next question. How has it impacted your growth strategy? How has AI impacted your growth strategy?
Yeah, great question. So a couple years ago, I guess this was maybe last year, we were using it a lot for content creation for our website. So blogs, different topics that required a lot of research that was previously we'd outsource that research and outsource that person, so a person to write that blog and topic for us. Whereas AI really stepped in and helped with that a lot last year, and it still required our personal touch. And that was a lot of what Alex did, was edit and proofread a lot of the blogs. So it's helped with that, and then it's helped a lot on the acquisition side this year. And we've implemented some marketing strategies that have some AI incorporated into that, and that's been greatly impactful as well.
And what's working well for you right now, and what has been kind of frustrating?
Yeah, there's always both of those. So right now, I would say acquisitions wise, or maybe dispositions wise, strategy is, instead of buying a property and doing like a full blown renovation and flip. So I'm not doing that, and then also not just doing like an assignment, like a wholesale deal to a buyer who might want to buy, 50, 60, 70% on the dollar. So instead of doing either of those, I mean, we are doing both of those strategies, but what we're really niching into and doing more of is a wholetail, or like a buy the property, clean it out, maybe clean it up, and then just list it on the market. And we are finding that our profitability and cash conversion cycle is a lot quicker than a full blown flip. It's a lot easier to manage, but we're still maximizing that lead and that sale versus just wholesaling it and making an assignment fee. So we're kind of marrying the two together and doing a lot of those, and that's been working out really well for us. And then on the frustrating side, what's frustrating right now is just not having enough time to get to my long laundry list of things to do. So probably need an acquisitions person or an executive assistant right now. So that might be on the deck at some point this year.
Of course, of course. And now that you mentioned, I'm understanding a little bit more about brotherly love properties. Okay, so you purchase, let's say, not a distressed property, but a property that needs a little bit of shining, a couple of coats of paint, let's say, cleaning it up, making it look presentable, right?
Yep.
You grab that property from the point that you purchase the property until you have it ready for it to be resold again. How much time does that take approximately?
It's usually a really quick turnaround, which is also why we like this method, because it's not, we're not doing kitchens and bathrooms with this. We're not doing permits. It's really just like clean the property out. A lot of times the seller will at least leave some furniture there, some garbage, even on the ones that are in like heavy distress and do need a full rehab. We'll clean those out, and those usually have a major clean out component as well. So we'll clean those out, and if we do have to touch up paint or get a cleaner in there, do that. But that process is usually pretty quick. I mean, like a week max, I would say. To get a clean out crew there and a cleaning company there. It's usually between, a couple days and a week before we're going back on the market.
Okay, it's fairly quick. And I also noticed on your website that you're trying to not eliminate, but walk around what a real estate agent would do and avoid that commission. How do you market then your property to resell it?
Yeah, so like say when we contract with a seller, they'll either they don't owe us a commission or anything since we're the direct buyer. There's no commission to them. And then when we, buy the property, we are a lot of times listing it on the MLS. So we're paying, a buyer agent if that happens, if they bring the buyer. I'm licensed in Pennsylvania, so I can just, list the properties myself and not have to pay a listing agent, which is helpful. So those are some ways that we can save some money for the sellers by not charging them a commission, and then save ourselves, on the commission as well by using myself as a listing agent.
Of course, yeah, that makes it easier. All right. And which metrics are you most focused on improving on right now, John?
Which metrics? I would say our speed to lead's very good. Our speed to lead's very good. Our return on ad spend for our website's also very good. Maybe our lead to close ratio could improve. I'm sure it always can. So I would say that, which maybe would be like the component of your other question. The frustration is, Alex and I are only two people, and we probably do need a third, whether that's executive assistant or acquisitions person to kind of just help with the workload. So probably, yeah, lead to close ratio would be a metric that could be improved on.
And you mentioned, well, you mentioned on our intro call that your main source of leads is Google, right?
Yeah, yeah. So our website. So similar to how you found us, probably, or maybe is people will just Google sell my house fast, sell my squatter house, sell my inherited house. Whatever their situation is, Google it. We'll pop up. Obviously, a lot of other companies will pop up too, but we thankfully rank pretty well. And that's a lot of what Alex does is keeping our website be ranked, in the top 1, 2, or 3 spots. Thankfully, too, we've tried PPC, we've tried pay per click. Those, with the sponsored. So thankfully, that's something that we don't have to manage daily and pay for too. So that's good.
And what tactics, other than that, what tactics have you been using to getting people through the door? What has worked and what do you think hasn't worked that well so far?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
What tactics have you been using to getting people through the door? What has worked and what do you think hasn't worked that well?
You say through the door, like through our website or through
Like bringing
yeah.
in people to your business and actually converting them.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, as far as like getting them even just on our website, it's just providing as much value as possible. So we have a lot of guides on our website that would be, 101 how to deal with a squatter, closing cost breakdown, and if you're selling a property in Philadelphia, topics that people are actually Googling to find, information on. So that's what kind of attracts them to our website. And then once they're there, to convert them, we have a lot of video. So just as time progresses, we feel that people are reading less and less, especially with AI overview. People might not even click on your website. They're just, getting the answer they need right from the AI overview. So we're doing a lot of video content right now and putting effort into our YouTube page. And then that way people can just kind of get to know us more and see us and just see, properties that we're in and we're doing deals daily kind of thing. So they can see that and verify that we're, a real buyer. And then what else? Just, getting back to people quick. A lot of times people kind of wait to the last minute in a lot of things and even selling their house. So just getting back to people with a yes or no, we can do this. I think it's been helpful to us to convert.
Nice. And what bottlenecks are you seeing that when unlocked will take you to the next level in the business?
Great question. It kind of goes back to that, I think, next hire that we might need to make. So either acquisitions or executive assistant, just to that way. If it was executive assistant, I'd be able to get back, and Alex would be able to get back to that many more people that much faster, rather than doing, admin tasks. Or on the other side, if it was an acquisitions person, then, we would again be able to get back to that many more people that much faster. So those are probably the two bottlenecks that we're really dealing with right now.
All right, nice. And what are the big plans for 2025? Where do you see yourself in the next 6 to 12 months?
Big plans. Making that hire probably makes the most sense for us. So that would be huge. We are putting in more systems and processes for the flips that we actually do, like the fix and flips. So streamlining that more than it is now. And those would be, I think, just doing those two things will lead to more revenue and hopefully more profitability, which is obviously the, like most people's goals. So.
And if you could solve one major challenge today, what would it be, John?
World peace. In my business?
Yeah, in your business.
Oh man, one major challenge. We go through a lot of data and a lot of no's in the industrial space. We run into a lot of properties that are kind of defunct or they were built for a specific use that's no longer a thing. And it's kind of hard to put a value on those. A challenge that we face constantly are sifting through the properties that, I don't want to say they're not worthless, but they're hard to monetize. You know, whether putting a tenant in there or rehabbing and reselling. Finding those properties that are attractive and monetizable, you know, either on a resale or on a rent. So we're playing around with a lot of data to try to, you know, filter out the ones that we don't want.
Nice. Well, then, that was great, John. Thank you very much. Where can people reach out to you if they want to get in contact with you?
Yeah, brotherlyloveproperties.com is our website. You can fill out the form there. There are our phone numbers on there. My email and Alex's email is on there. Brotherly Love Properties on Instagram, Facebook. But yeah, our website's probably the best bet.
Thank you again, John.
Yeah, of course, Jose. Thank you so much. This was fun. Thank you for having me.